Today, we are going to work on mole to gram conversion. Keep calm and calculate moles with a big smile. Take a calculator and a periodic table. Use the calculator that you will use it for your final exam, so that you are familiar with the calculator to save time searching for the right buttons for calculation. Summary from the last video of the introduction to mole. 1 mole of carbon atoms, the mass is 12 gram. We will use this information to convert mole to gram. We can use this equation, that is mole equals to mass divided by relative formula mass, or RFM. And if we convert it to the symbol, it will be looking like this, quite small. N equals to M divided by MR. N is the symbol for number of moles, M the mass. MR is the symbol for relative formula mass, or RFM. So the equation is N equals to M over MR. Using this triangle, you can use the equation, cover up the corner of the triangle that symbolizes the value you are looking for. For example, if you want to find out the mass, cover M, you get N times MR. Now we will work together to do 3 types of calculations. One is to find the mass, second time is find the number of moles. You will need a calculator and a periodic table for this kind of calculations. Hope you have got those. Here, the question we are going to work on is, how many moles are there in 0.53 gram of sodium carbonate? The chemical formula is Na2CO3. We'll be calculating in 2 steps. Step 1, calculating MR. Step 2, calculating moles using equation. Step 1 is working out MR from the periodic table. So if you look into the periodic table, you will see Na. Find that out in group 1. Na is 23. That is the RAM, or AR is 23. The carbon, find it out in group 6. And you will find that the number is 12. Oxygen, also, if you find it out, you will see the number is 16. So if you add all of those up for the chemical formula Na2CO3, so there are 2 sodium and 1 carbon and 3 oxygen. So it becomes 23 times 2 plus 12 times 1, because there is 1 carbon, and 16 times 3 because there are 3 oxygens. So if you add all those up, it will be 106. Now, moving on to the step 2, to calculate moles. We'll be using the equation N equals to M over MR. You have to get all the values. They have got all the values. Now, in the question they have said 0.53 gram, that is the mass. So write that down, divided by 106 that you got in step 1, calculating the MR. Now, if you type in the calculator these two, 0.53 divided by 106, you will get 0.005. Why I say write it down? Because according to the most of the mark schemes, it says show your work. Even if you have got the wrong answer, because you might have typed it mistake in the calculator, you can get still 2 marks on showing your work. If your answer is correct, you can get full marks. So you see, moles calculation is not very difficult, pretty easy. Well done, you have nailed it. keep smiling and keep practicing. Now we'll be moving on to second type of problems and calculations, finding mass. Calculate the mass of 4 moles of calcium carbonate. Chemical formula CaCO3. So step 1, working out Mr from the periodic table. We can find Ar of calcium is 40, carbon 12, and oxygen 16. So if you add up all of those according to the chemical formula, there is Ca, 1 carbon, 3 oxygens. So CaCO3. It becomes 40 times 1, 12 times 1, and 16 times 3. If we add all of those up, you will get 100. Next, we'll be moving on to step 2. You remember the equation we are using? N equals to M over Mr. If you have to find M, then we have to rearrange the equation. M times M, you are finding out M equals to N times Mr. So if you put all those numbers in, you have got moles. They have given you in the question 4 moles, and Mr you have calculated in step 1, that is 100. Write those down and then key those in into your calculator. You will get 400 grams. That's it. Now this is your turn to find out mass. Calculate the mass of 2.5 moles of sulfuric acid. The chemical formula is H2SO4. Be confident and go ahead to do it yourself. Pause the video to take time to do it yourself. When you finish, we can go through the answers. If you need a hint, step 1, you are finding out Mr, and step 2, you are finding out the moles. Now, if you have finished, let's go through the answers. In step 1, where we are finding out Mr, from the periodic table, you will find hydrogen, A1, S, sulfur, Ar is 32, and for oxygen, it is 16. If you add all of those up according to the chemical formula, H2SO4, where there are 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur, and 4 oxygens. So 1 times 2 plus 32 times 1 plus 16 times 4. 4 oxygens are there. So if you add all of those up, you will get 98. This is step 1. Then step 2, again, we are using the equation N equals to M over Mr. So we are finding mass. That is why we rearrange the equation to find mass, or M equals to N times Mr. So if you put all of those numbers in, you found N in the question 2.5 moles, then Mr you found in step 1, that is 98, you will get 245. That's it. Well done. Now, if you found this video helpful, then subscribe to the Chemistry Made Easy channel below so that you don't miss the next video. The lesson is part of the moles calculations playlist, so click the link for the next episode. Work with the past paper questions and exam tips to build your confidence and grades. And also try the exam style quiz link below in the description to get feedback so that you know how you are doing, and I will know also how you are getting on with this. If you're struggling with any of the questions, let me know. I will clarify further. So keep understanding, keep practicing, keep shining. Your grades will follow. Well done.